Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya. Namaste Tejase Aviravir Bhava Vajranaka Vajradamstra Karma Sayarantaya Tamo Grasa Grasa Om Swaha Abhaya Abhayatmani Burishta Om Shrom.
So continuing with the sins. So sins and doors that demons can use to enter you, to approach you. So traumas, strong negative emotions from traumatic situations. So traumatic situations break down natural defenses and are doors for demons to explore, because this makes you vulnerable in many, many ways. So difficult situations that bring you down, these can be used by demons to enter you. So death of a loved one, of loved ones like parents, children, difficult divorces, illnesses, accidents, whatever brings despair, the loss of will to live, or the desire to harm or kill someone, or yourself, or deep depression. Demons will exploit these extreme situations and those extreme feelings that push the person to the limit, and to act according to this feeling or harming themselves or others will increase. So they will, as they see these things piling up, they will be able to come in and to exacerbate all of this and make you act upon this, and destruction goes in a rampage. Spirits of depression, fear will be present also, exploring this situation, and will open the door to other demons. These are all in progression operations to infiltrate you with as many demons as possible, so that you can pass on to others and continue there. Prosper kingdom. So the person will have to surrender completely to God, who knows what is best, and trust that God is bringing the best for them to go spiritually, and not take it that personally. So sometimes you have strayed from your path and the path given by God, and you need to realize this, so an intense situation comes your way. Sometimes there are bills to pay that you are not aware of, and you need to pay them, and should be thankful for that. Sometimes the event doesn't concern you, but it is the person's path, but you just take it. For example, your parent has died. Well, it's the parent's path. It has nothing to do to you. So you have to understand that God knows what's best, and you need to embrace all difficult situations as an opportunity for growth. So abuse also. Any kind of abuse that continues for some time. Verbal abuse, physical abuse, violence, sexual abuse of any kind, that becomes a door, and the demons will pass through to the abuser and to abuse likewise. And can create a soul connection that will need to be cut also. So any kinds of abuses creates a situation where the abuser and the abused, they both can get demons, because they will take advantage. One because it is broken, and the other because, well, he is engaging in the activities that are demon-like activities. So these are sins, and they can go through. Grudge, resentment, inability to forgive. Unforgiveness is also a strong right for demons to cling to you. Any strong negative emotions can be used by demons as their legal rights. These negative emotions keep you trapped and susceptible to demons. Sometimes there are very strong experiences. Something very bad has been done to you, and You hold a grudge, you cannot forgive, but this is a load that you're carrying. And it is harming you and can be a right used by demons to access you. And if you hold on to these feelings, your prayers will not be listened by God. You don't know what justice is, so whatever harm has been done to you, you don't know if this is something which is done to you, creating a debt, or if it is retribution for something from a past life or something that you did in this one. You don't know. So, and also God gives retribution, not you. So with all these things, put your heart at rest and work your forgiveness. And also, if you are doing the spiritual rebirth, if you want to be spiritual reborn to God exclusively, for the spiritual rebirth to happen, it means that God will have to forgive all the transgressions, all the sins, all the offenses you have done to everybody and to God also. So if God can forgive you of all of that, you cannot forgive those who have offended you. If you don't, there is no spiritual rebirth. And if there are demons connecting to this, then you will not be free from demons also. So if you do not forgive others, if you harbor unhealthy feelings of animosity, hatred, bitterness, resentment, all those things, your prayers will not be heard by God, which is why demons love to break the connection between a person of God and will do everything to make you cling to those feelings, those negative feelings, anger, hatred, bitterness, everything that hurts you, so that you maintain the distance to God. So even if you cannot achieve total forgiveness, you will have to keep trying, and you must repeat this intention out loud with conviction, asking God to help you with this forgiveness. If you are sincere, you will achieve peace with God's help, and the demons will feed on this as long as it is there. Another door is fears and phobias. The mind is the battlefield. The demons will look for existing weaknesses or create ones. If possible, fill you with fears, irrational ones. And when these are present, it can be a sign. Again, if you have lots of fears and phobias, doesn't mean that you have demons. But if you keep them, that could be a place from where they can come in. And if they are there, these will be maintained and exacerbated extremely. So what people call normal life is already crazy from a spiritual point of view. So it doesn't mean that the mental weaknesses are due to demons, but it could be a strong indication that they may be the source or have used some traumatic issue to enter the person and amplify all that was there. And also the mind is very weak in this modern society with so many comforts. The mind has become weak. So one situation a little bit more intense becomes a traumatic event. There's no strength to deal with that, no structure at the level of the personality. And this mostly is due to the conditions of life, the vision of life, and all of this. This is generating weaknesses. It may have started in childhood through abuse or negative comments, or at some other point, but if you hold on to these fears for a long time without resolving them, they can be exploited. If it breaks down your natural defenses and can be used as rights for demons to remain attached to you, attacking you. If you hold on to negative feelings, that is their food. So This will be fears that the so-called normal person, ordinary person with mental integrity will not have. Traumatic experience bring these fears, but they must be processed so that the mental health can be recovered. Sometimes while people are engaging through their sins, yes, sometimes when they're going through their sins, they find, for example, in a situation where there was abuse in childhood, and there was a part of the personnel that got stuck in deep down the subconscious mind, full of traumas, fears and phobias. It can rise during the spiritual rebirth, and then it must be attended in a specific way according to the situation. Usually more forward, but it depends, and at any situation, all situations are different. But this can come, and a lot of fragility and trauma can be experienced. The recognition that that is there. And in your work, you may access this memory, and with it you may access the pain of it, and you may find a deeper layer into yourself that you unknown it was there. And this is a delicate situation, of course. There are many different demons, destroy everything they can, and to deal with all of this, well, guidance, intuition, strong spiritual work, trust, hope, these are the ingredients. And every situation is different, so it has to be seen case by case. And in the forgiving, I passed that already? Inability to forgive, yes. So in this situation, I don't remember saying it, but if I said it, I will repeat it again, because it came. And sometimes with the soul connections, so with the abuses that happen in childhood, for example, there is difficult situations that were experienced with the parents, or someone close to family, or whatever. And sometimes there's a lot of violence involved, sexual abuse and all of this. And you will have to forgive it. It is difficult, but you will have to forgive it for the spiritual rebirth to take place, and also so that you don't get into harm's way. So, coming back to fears, when the spirits of paranoia are present, there are specific fears for this, specific demons. For every of these things that I've been talking to, and I will go to the demons also, and give you a short list. There are many, but a short list for you to understand. So when the spirits of paranoia are present, they will plunge the person into more fear, to the point that they no longer trust anyone, but in an unhealthy way also. Trust is gained over time, but living distrusting everything and everyone like in a paranoid state, that is not good. And creates holes in your energy that demons can use to enter. Curses. Curses that are sent to you by those who mess with these entities, black magics, voodoo, whatever. For curses to fall on you, there must be the sins or offenses mentioned above to weaken the protection given by God. It has to be there. If there's a hole in your protection, then these curses will come to you and they will be able to attack you. Cursed objects. Sometimes the curses are sent through an object. It can be an important object, an irrelevant object, an object with strong emotional attachment, or a spiritual value, or just something insignificant. Maybe buried, maybe put somewhere, maybe given to you in hand. You will need to use your intuition, and if your spiritual work is strong, you will discover it, because all the connections will have to be cut. If there are any connections with demons, they will have to be cut. If not, well, then it's just about the sins. Cursed buildings also. When the previous owner was messing around with all these things that I've been mentioning previously, especially with things with black magic and dark entities and things like this, or even if he thinks it's not dark but it's something else. And then the person decides to sell the house, and of course the majority of the demons will depart with the person, but some may be left behind, or sometimes the person leaves it behind for you, and then if you have sins, they will start attacking you and your family. Self-hate is a kind of a curse. Telling yourself that you are not good, that you don't deserve anything good, that you'll never succeed, that you're too fat, too stupid, too ugly, no one loves you, putting yourself down, hating yourself, hurting yourself. This is, well, if you do this constantly, if you hold these things for yourself, this gives right to demons. They will come into play and make the situation worse. They will amplify these thoughts and insert their own, telling you that you are a total failure, driving you to the breakdown so that you commit suicide or stop functioning and just breathe misery for them to feed. So comments that were very hurtful can turn into self-hatred, that you will never be successful, that you are not good, that you are not smart. These comments only have the power you give them, how much you allow them to grow in you. And if you believe these words and act on them, they will become a curse, and demons can use this door to make things worse. They will add more observations of this kind. They will make you indulge in self-destruction and evil acts. But this is very nice. It has the power that you can give it. But if this happened in your formation in childhood, then it means that you have, if it was with your parents, you have internalized this voice. So, and you will tend to live with this voice. This character becomes your character, your inner character, that comes to hurt you and to bash you, to put you down. And now we cannot say, we could say that it has the power you give them, but it's so intimate that for you it is your voice. But it is an inner fragmentation. I will talk about this in the end. So this is more difficult. It needs much more focused, disciplined work. Addictions, another point of entry. So addictions is the addiction to the sins. Sins give the rights. Addictions must also, and if there's an addiction already, it means you have the handcuffs. You're handcuffed with the demon already. And this is the difficulty. And even those who break with their addiction, that there are certain addictions that continue. So the person has to police itself the rest of its life because of the connection with the demon. So addictions, this is also an important entry and feeding site for demons. Here are certain specific addictions that demons will try to develop if the person does not try to remove them within a reasonable period of time. And there's much more. I just put some. Alcohol, drugs that impair consciousness, some types of medications, anorexia, bulimia, gluttony, sex and sexual behaviors, promiscuity, masturbation, pornography. The list is long. And each one of these addictions has its own colony of demons, strong demons that are there to keep you in that addiction. So once you come in a curious way, and then with time you get addict, because they enter and grab you. And you see in those who are addicted, especially in the most intense substances, Their morals will fall down. They will have, because of the addiction, they will have no, whatever they're promising, they will not keep it. It is complete destruction. Bad soul ties, it's also an entry point. So bad soul ties with family, we already talked. Now with friends, there can be also with soul tie through sexual intimacy with someone. So all these soul ties that came into these sins, it doesn't matter if they brought demons or not, must be cut down. Even for the spiritual seeker, all soul ties should be cut down, because he doesn't need to carry that weight. He's trying to purify himself, and these soul ties, these connections bring whatever. Can bring good, bad. It's an open door. And those who are in the spiritual path, supposedly their family is the world, and they are exclusively walking towards God. So all these connections that were formed, they need to be severed so that you don't get extra load walking towards God. So this is a part also of the spiritual rebirth, is to cut all these bad soul ties that become, that may become a problem to you in the future. And if there are demons connecting to this, it will be more difficult to sever the ties. So, now the influence of demons. They bring their characteristics to the host. When someone is under demonic influence, depending on the characteristics of the demons, certain traits will become more visible and increasing over time. Overnight you see drastic changes in behavior according to the type of demons. If it was from childhood, then it is different. They will work your mind to convince you to accept their suggestions and in your thoughts. They will manipulate your behavior. It is a process of taking control of your body and destroying it. Using your body, feeding on your suffering, destroying others around you, destroying your physical, emotional, and mental health. Now I'm going to talk about some types of demons. It's more about their characteristics, their functions, what they're specialized in, so that you know as much as possible, because you may need it to identify where is it coming from and what you need to cut. So there are huge nests of demons. They live with their, what do you call this, with their, those who are same as they, through specialty, let's call it like this. They live through specialty, and there's always a leader, which they are all connected to and serve. The leader is usually from a different species, a more evil species, different from the group that he is leading. Usually is much more evil than the other ones, much more strong, much more bigger, by far much bigger than the others, much more strong, and very dark and evil. They live in groups, in the astral planes, of course. They move together in groups also when they have to, but sometimes they stay at certain points. Especially in the big cities, they occupy certain places. So in a big city, you can see a group here, a group there, a group in the other place. They live there and influence those areas with their personal characteristics, and they are stronger there. Stronger to face, to fight, they are stronger there. And they occupy even the physical place, but in the astral plane, of course, and it has many layers down to very nasty things. And during confrontation, if there are demons, for example, and you spot them during the spiritual rebirth, they are spotted, there can be confrontation and they can call others. So a very intense spiritual vibration is needed. It's important so that this can be minimalized. But you need to hold on to God, to its angels, ask for help, ask for protection. And if you're sincere, this will be given to you. So the leader is the one that you are linked, not necessarily. So the one who is with you, or the ones, they may be making the connection, strapping you, but your real connection is the big one. And it is there. At some point, the connection is there, but no need to enter to this. This is no need for you and for the spiritual rebirth. So the types, and yes, so if there is confrontation, and if you are a relevant asset for the demons for some reason that we cannot we cannot know all the reasons, it can be for whatever. The big one, the leader may come to try to get you back. He will fight for you to maintain you, but he will not die for you. So it doesn't matter if he comes and if he fights, because if you're sincere, Shri Nrsimhadeva will be there and he will fight for you also. So the different types of demons are known, some are more famous than others, are known by many names in different cultures, but hardly that's their name. So let's just focus on the specialties. So for each thing that I've been talking about till now, there's a specific type of demon. But these are generalized categories, and they go into a lot of detail. And demons go into that detail. They are the details of that. And the demons that operate in the spiritual context are some of the worst, strongest, and most intelligent. In you, they are capable of showing themselves in visions as beings of light, ascended masters. They set up dazzling heavenly scenarios before your eyes and stimulate your emotional to get you excited or emotional, to get you emotional. But it's lower emotion, it's different. But those who don't know what the difference between emotions and the sublime, they will be convinced that it is a real experience. It is a real experience. It usually doesn't come from where you think it is. So yes, so the specialty, what he is doing, what kind of traits are rising in you in a way that even if you fight it, you cannot resist it. So these traits that are abnormally growing in you, they reveal more or less the nature of the demon, and it can help you to track where it has come from. Oh, I missed one part aqui. Yeah. I already talked about this in the sins in the spiritual path, so no point going to here. Okay, so the demons of lust will influence you with lust and will do everything to make you act in relation to this lust, creating situations for it, bringing people for it, and the circumstances. And in more advanced cases where the person has been taken over by these demons for a long time, their life is just for that. They move towards sex. They are sexual slaves of demons, moving to contaminate others. That's their life. They don't have much other interests. So unlike this, all other demons influence the persons in the same way, to act upon in what they have become specialized in. So the most cases are not complete possession. It's too conspicuous, so people can notice already. So, and it's not also intelligent for them. It's not in their best interests, because if they take complete possession, then it will not be your actions, and it will not be the use of your free will, so it will not be your sins. So this is not full possession, it's not really in their best interests. So that is why they influence in different ways and use what they can to make you act, including other people, often with demons with them, to make you act, sin, and give up your life to them. And most of the sins happen to be premeditated. You got all the desires, the urge, but you can still resist and not act upon it. So the responsibility is on you. So these different demons keep instigating people with what they already have naturally, as if they were throwing gasoline in small existing fires, taking everything to an absurd level of intensity according to the demon's specialty, like the demons of lust, of hatred, anger, murder, bitterness, to make you act in accordance with the negativity that is being stimulated. They will insert thoughts in you, images, suggestions, strategies on how to do it. They will give you the desire, persuade you, give you the compulsion, but you can still choose not to act. So everyone struggles with these traits that I'm going to talk in specific types of demons. They are also human traits, of course. And it doesn't mean that if you have these traits, you have demons. But if you have these in intense levels, or above normal, what is normal, we don't know, then this may become a door for demons if they are not there. So demons specialize in these areas of human suffering. Now these ones, demons of homicide, hatred, suicide, anger, rage, violence, revenge, destruction, jealousy, sadism, fights, and much more. I will not be able to put everything here. These are the worst ones, the worst kind of it. And these of murder, these homicide, these are the ones who deal with human death. These are the worst kind, and they are usually the leaders of these other groups. So all these words are different specialties of demons: hatred, suicide, anger, rage, violence, revenge, destruction, jealousy, sadism, and fighting, that spirit of fighting all the time with everyone, which comes strong as a pulsion. Okay, so others are lust, fornication, promiscuity, adultery, pornography, prostitution, masturbation, and concerning sex as a whole. There are many, many demons dealing with this. And again, they will give you the persuasion, they will create the situations, they will give you the desire, the compulsion, but you still can choose. Again, those who have these behaviors doesn't mean that they have demons, but with these behaviors, in these cases, the potentiality to get demons is very, very, very high, very high. Because it's a very direct access. Now, pride. Pride is complicated and dangerous in this context of demons, as there are specialized demons to make you fall through pride. They make you rise and then fall. Pride, arrogance, haughtiness, rebellion, dominance, control, possessiveness, discord, selfishness, narcissism, greed, avarice, paranoia, deception, mockery. They specialize in areas of power, wealth, authority. Control, money. The person wants more and more till everything becomes irrelevant, especially God. And then everything collapses if it doesn't serve the purpose of the demons or if it's in their best interests. Sometimes they have more to gain with that. But if it is someone that serves their interests, they will not make him fall. They can eat him and use him for different purposes. The person becomes a mess. Or then there are those who serve them consciously. They will have power. They will not be destroyed, but they lost their soul. So that's a much bigger loss. And in spirituality, this is very dangerous. And I've seen this many times. Spiritual seekers, serious ones, usually are strong individuals. Usually the serious ones. And sometimes, many times, they come with a thirst for power, for dominance, for things like this. And this is very dangerous in the spiritual path. The thirst for power is something that will be used because they are intensely in spirituality and they want to corrupt, to invade, to enter. So they will use, if you have this spirit, they will use this. If you have this thirst, they will go through your low self-esteem because it has to be there. And they will use this as a door to enter you. And then you will destroy that which was dear to you, or at least will try to. So this thirst for power in the spiritual path is very, very dangerous and common. So again, everybody suffers from this in a normal degree, whatever that means. But when these traits start becoming intense, like a change for those who have been recently invaded, those who come from childbirth, it's different. Now also areas of fear are also a strong field in which why freeing yourself from fears has such a preponderant role as fear leaves you vulnerable. Your entire field unstructured, broken. There are specialized demons for all of this to torment you. To generate fear, despair, storm, hopelessness, insecurity, paranoia, distrust, loneliness, discouragement, lies, phobias, madness, insanity, mind control. So you have to be careful with these emotions, with these states, as they can be taken advantage by these beings who are always waiting for an opening in your defenses, especially if you're on the spiritual path. There are demons who specialize in grudge, resentment, bitterness. They will insert you images, suggestions, strategies on how to do it. They will give you the desire, persuade you, give you compulsion, but still the choice to act is yours. So these ill feelings towards the others, resentment, grudge, all of this is poison in you, poison. And this is food for demons also. And they specialize in this. As you hold this, they will come and they will exacerbate all of those things there. Spirits of illness are specialized in creating illnesses. Often in the initial phase of some illnesses, the person has a lot of unexplicable symptoms that appear usually before the physical problem, because usually they are attacking the subtle bodies, ripping apart the energetic field, hurting, damaging the physical body. But it's not from outside, it's from within. So for example, when your sins is about food and things that hurt your body, then it's from outside towards within. So the physical, well, in a sense, because the damage was done prior of the symptoms. Yeah, so it's different. You don't see the damage, you will only see the symptoms, and when you go for the exams, usually they are revealed. The causes, the damage is revealed. In this case, first the damage appears in the way that you feel yourself, your body, your overall health, and then the symptoms starts appearing in the exams. It starts, the manifestation of the physical body appears. So I'm not saying that if you have symptoms that can't be explained, that you have demons, but it's a possibility. Because sometimes the doctors don't know, and there's always some new things appearing. So for these demons, usually you are just food. Maybe at the point you were important, you served their agenda, and then for some reason you found strength to break with that and stop your sins, those that fed those demons, and then you become food and they destroy you, generating as much suffering as possible to keep feeding on you. So different addictions have their specific demons whose function is to continue to stimulate and keep the person trapped in suffering, creating more gaps for other types of demons until destruction. It can be a long process because, well, depending on the demon, they may preserve their food, so they keep you on the slow death pattern. And there are demons specialized in the different spiritual areas. All of them, religion, spirituality, occult, whatever you want to call it, whatever has a connotation with spirituality, for each one of them there are specific demons to infiltrate. Destroy is the second option. The first one is to use that place, those persons, to pass their own agenda, their energies, but they are specialized in all types of spiritual places. Here there are some big and sophisticated ones whose role is to infiltrate spiritual groups, to take over. They seek power and they do everything to get it. One of the worst types are the most evil, deceitful, seductive. They are pure evil, specializing in all types of mind games, operating in these environments. Their purpose is to destroy, starting with sophisticated infiltration tactics to gain power, usually through charm, beauty, and light. Usually. There's all types of cases, but usually it's like this, the way that no one suspects. And there are the obvious ones, which are links to some sort of black magic and these things that are about hurting others. And then less obvious ones that infiltrate these places and sometimes take over them and pass as spiritual people. And, well, and that's it.
Om Namo Bhagavate Narasimhaya. Namaste Tejase Aviravir Bhava Vajranaka Vajradamstra Karma Sayarantaya Tamo Grasa Om Swaha Abhaya Atmani Burishta Om Shro